season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And out come the Lions for their first drive behind their ninth-year quarterback in year number 4 with Detroit. It's Jared Goff.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting on a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Motion man left, Peoples-Jones. Goff. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. He was looking for the Michigan Wolverine, Donovan Peoples-Jones. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra next man up since their Friday night light games in high school. There's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be under the command of the former Florida State Seminole, the #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Jameis to throw it.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. But the Vikings at 2 and 3 here to begin the new season. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying to get done here.
10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Terrell, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You talk about this Lions defense. They enter play ranked 8th against the run in the NFL.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now they've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
Yeah, he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Gone. That is caught by Laporta. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Sam Laporta, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just 1 play resulting in the touchdown. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. But the Vikings offense and Justin Jefferson set to take over once more. And he's been as productive as anyone in the NFL in the middle part of this season. The NFL's leader in receiving yards to this point, and he doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the cart. Touchdown, Vikings. So nearly a disaster there, but fortunately able to pounce on his own fumble, and that remains a touchdown.
And think about the run and the effort put in there by everyone, including him. Could you imagine going that far and not finishing it off with a touchdown? Fortunately for him, he was able to do exactly that.
Kevin O'Connell choosing to leave his guys out there, and they'll go for 2.
The Vikings will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Winston to throw for it. And it's caught. He's got it. So they go for 2. They convert, and along with it, they'll take an 8-7 lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration.
That went out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. I mean, what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
In search of redemption from the pick 6. Gone. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. They'll bring a tight end in motion right. Back to throw. Goff. He's got right on the short throw. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. Hand off to Gibbs, headed right here. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. Currently #1 in the NFL against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. So nothing doing there. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
If you're a wide receiver and they call a screen pass, you're counting on some people being out in front of you blocking. But that play was well diagnosed by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. And they got there and swarmed and finished off the play.
And no sidestepping that here. He's going to be brought down hard. And it also sets up 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, as they've got a 1st and 10 at their own 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, keel up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
On play action, Winston. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. They're indeed going. It's Winston. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
I know they got the first down, but Brandon, I still don't like the call going for it there. Yeah, they got it, but I would have punted the ball there, played some field position. I mean, it's okay to end drives and kicks, right? You know, we've heard that from different guys before. Remember, a kick's either a punt, right, field goal, or a point after touchdown. It's okay to end it in a kick.
Second down, another shot for Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Now Winston. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
Holding offense.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, Winston. This is caught by Addison. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 16 yards to the 16 and a first down.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. On the tackle, it was the West Virginia man, Kaiser White. 2nd and 9. To throw is Winston. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
For the Vikings field goal, a 32-yard attempt.
And this one is right through. And that'll push the lead up to 8. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now is 2nd and 10. Goff now to throw. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
Now gone. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Lions first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. Here's Goff. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Vikings offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And they love to find different ways to get into the football. We know that. And you can see he comes into this week 2nd in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield. Here's Winston. That's down the field for Jefferson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Throwing, Winston. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Winston. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Winston. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Jameis again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Now Winston on 4th down. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. So that, Charles, a season long, and since he's a rookie, I guess we can go ahead and call that a career long as well.
I love how you put that together because, you know, as everyone at home was saying, okay, has to be career, right, since he's a rookie. Well done by you, but I definitely like what I've seen from him so far this year. Very distinguished college career. He's looking right at home here in the NFL.
So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, Plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and it's the Texans who are out in front. The former Bengal Joe Mixon with a touchdown run. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Seahawks. The Kirk Cousins acquisition working out handsomely. 3 touchdown passes for the man wearing number 18. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Khalil Shakir, a touchdown reception. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way. Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Vikings offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Running, and he loses the football a second time.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Winston. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now Winston. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
You want to see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset? This is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
They find some open field here. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
They'll run on first down. Terrell. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd and 5. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a...
Touchdown, Vikings! T.J. Hawkinson from 4 yards out. And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Off play action. Here's Goff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Donovan Peoples-Jones, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So a very important first drive of the third quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17.
Lions 17.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. 138 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Right back to him on 1st down. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Stuffing him behind the line there, that's Deion Henley. Really nice play. So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Jameis to throw it. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in. Still going. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Julio Jones. 57 yards. And the Vikings are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. To throw is Goff. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
Here's Goff. St. Brown making the catch on the out route. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. You got the big lead defensively. You're willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
That is caught. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 41-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Goff throwing again. Now they go screen. It's complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 24-yard line. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Lions have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through.
Roughing a kicker. Defense.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that, just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby.
And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Vikings. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston. And the Vikings look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Well, this is caught by Williams. And they'll make sure he's touched down. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Finding Williams once more, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Gone. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Goff. Throws out left. It's caught by Williams. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the 1st down. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They go ahead and snap it. Goff able to find the open man. That's complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Goff now looks to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
To the air again. Goff. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 22-yard line. Now Goff. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
An incomplete pass on first down. Here's second and goal. Goff now to throw. There's Laporta. He's got it. Touchdown, Lions. A great play there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Lions are able to cut into that deficit. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they can afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. A big loss on the play. That's the bad news. A consolation. They keep the football. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Winston goes ahead, takes the knee, and that should be all she wrote. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here when they're taking a knee is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win. Needed one desperately.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ballgame.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Vikings, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit,